Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Paramystic Christina. I am your host, Christina Bloom, and today I am here with my good friend Julie. And Julie Wichman is a goddess practitioner. Do I have that? Did I say that right?
I'll claim that, Christina. I'll claim that as good.
Okay, awesome. So, Julie and I did an event together this summer at her home, and it was really cool. Like we did some goddess things, like some rituals ceremony. I'm not sure what that how which I don't know the difference, I guess, between a ritual and a ceremony, but we did that when we were there, and it was a really nice time. It was a beautiful time. So
It really was, Christina. It was summertime. The weather was beautiful, and we were in full summer goddess mode. We were the lucky girls in July.
we were absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what we did because I know I was there, but I didn't really understand all that you do because it's not something I've ever explored. So I'd love to hear more about that. How
Well,
did, yeah.
I got involved with connecting to the goddesses on a deeper level. On my journey through 2023, I was lucky enough to take an 8-week belly dancing class that I embraced every single one of the goddesses that way. So I embodied them, and then um, I incorporated what they brought to my life into my medicine wheel practice and honoring the four elements and just combining the mind, body, and spirit and bringing more of the body and connecting the divine feminine, that goddess energy,
I love that.
into our everyday life because, she's been a little lonely and sad. So she's got to come back.
She absolutely does. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. We had you had given us each a card, like we pulled a card out of a deck.
Mhm,
Which what
mhm.
was that? That was a goddess deck, but which one? As I know there are a
Which
lot of
one
them.
did you pull?
Yeah, I pulled a Japanese, but I don't remember
Mhm.
how to pronounce it.
I should have bookmarked it. I have my goddess book. There's so many goddesses, and they all go with the astrology wheel, and they all have a special purpose at a special time, as many other fellow goddesses will know that now is winter time, so we're
Hmm.
more in the season of the crone. So that is, harvest. We had our fall harvest. Were you in uh Michigan for something special in the fall? Did you do a thing in October up in
No,
Escanaba or
I
where?
it was in Escanaba. I didn't make that one, but I will be at the next two. They're already on my calendar.
Oh, good, good. That is on my definite list of things to do. Here she is. Here she is. This was the goddess that
Yes.
yes, and there is her name.
Amat, I'm sorry, it was can you pronounce that? It
I
moved too
I do
fast.
not I don't want to try. Amaterasu. I'm sure someone out there will be sure we know.
Yes, yes. Someone will let us know for sure.
Her gentle beauty and warmth radiate life force. So in she's the warrior goddess, just living her best life right there, just marching forth.
I love it. And that sounds
Yeah,
like me.
yeah. And we had the Lucky Girl activation. And just a little fun fact, Christina, I do love to dabble in astrology.
Hmm.
So while I was getting ready for this, I looked up that you're a Virgo
Yes.
and I'm a Pisces,
Okay.
which is we are exact
Opposite.
opposite on the astrology wheel.
And what does that mean?
It's just a crazy fact, and I they what does it mean? Let's see, where did I? Your Virgo is a flexible sign and an earthy sign, and Pisces is the water sign. So they're just kind of the opposite in how
Okay.
they flow. It's
Interesting.
really a great story.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So what is it that you wanted to share some stuff today? And I actually didn't ask a lot of questions about it ahead of time because I'd like to be surprised.
Oh, all right, Christina. Let's see here. Um, I like to dabble in astrology and connecting people like with their signs and connecting them to like how it all works together, and then bringing the goddess energy in to support them in their journey because they all have such magical gifts to share with us.
That's awesome. I love that. So which goddess do you work with a particular goddess? Do you
It depends on what is needed at that time in the season. They all go in, spring, winter. There's the if you just wanted to go with a triple goddess bundle, there's the maid, the younger. Think of the younger
Mhm.
girl learning everything as you go along. You know, making all life's great decisions.
Oh yeah, like we
You
all did
know,
when we were in our
oh,
20s.
those
Yeah.
are the ones. So then when you're the mother, then you grow up and you mature as you grow, and then you're the mother and you go, well, dang, I shouldn't have done that. So then you're like, now I have to nurture myself
Hmm.
and those everything that goes along with that. You're raising your children, you're living your best life, but then comes along these things that, you know, stop you dead in your tracks, crop up the grief, crop up the sadness, and there you are in the
Hmm.
dirt. In the dirt. How you gonna and to for a goddess to raise herself up, she has to have a little goddess support. So I that's how I came to know them, came to love them, and they came to love me just from digging us out of the dirt.
Yeah, and we have both of us because we've had these conversations. So,
Mhm.
both of us have really face planted ourselves well in the dirt.
I and some people are lucky enough that they never have, but for those of us who have face planted,
Yeah.
the goddesses, just the divine feminine energy, Christina, that's coming in. That
Yeah.
it is here,
It's here. Yes, it's already here.
here.
Yeah.
So it's the divine feminine coming in to forge forth the 2025, the
Right.
new earth. The new earth is here if you
Right.
choose to live there.
Right.
I
Otherwise, good luck.
was,
Yeah.
you're right. I
Yeah.
was duly noted to say, plant the seeds today
Hmm.
and the seeds of your garden. If you want to see a beautiful garden grow,
Right.
you have to take care of your seeds,
Hmm.
and they're your seeds, not your seeds.
Right. Exactly. We all have our own that we have to plant and cultivate and care for.
Right.
Um,
And a,
it's a
a
very, yeah.
mantra a mantra that I just wanted to say for December,
Hmm.
with all the things going on and the workers and everything, just like me, she did her best.
Yeah.
For all the people going, she should have, she could have, they could have, they didn't. Just like me, they did their best.
Right. Everyone has done their best. And It's a really interesting time. I feel like we're moving forward into the age of Aquarius with a lot of dichotomy going on this planet because the old is fighting so hard for survival. And
Indeed.
and so, those of us who are no longer interested in living in that world and probably haven't been in quite some time and
Mm-hmm.
we're interested in moving forward. It's really I am kind of sitting back in some ways and observing. I mean, I'm doing my part, but I'm sitting back and observing in some ways. Like,
Right,
how is
right,
this playing out? How is this
right.
playing out between the 3D and the 5D, which has been just this huge discussion for years now. Excuse me. Still getting over that cold, so my voice comes and
Mhm.
goes. Um, but watching kind of from a distance and watching how different people are reacting to things and going, all right. I know that that's not an energy I want to play with, so I'm not going to go there,
Right,
you know?
right.
And really changing the word work to play, I think has been a huge difference between 3D and 5D because it can be the same activities, but it's
Mm-hmm.
the energy you put into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Flipping the script.
Right. Flipping the
Flipping
script
the script.
completely.
Yep. Yep. You have a choice.
Hmm.
You can take it or leave it, love it or hate it, and you can live in misery or you can live in joy.
Right.
It's kind of a choice.
Right. And really taking the choice back onto ourselves and
Right,
not living
right.
in, who's doing what out there in the world
Mm-hmm.
as much,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying don't help people. I want to make sure I'm very clear about that before
Oh,
somebody tries to
right.
nail me on that. That's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No, no.
Of course, we are still available to help people. Of course,
That
we are
that
still
that's why we're here.
right, but
Yes,
really taking the responsibility for my own happiness onto me and you taking it
right.
onto you and
Mm,
your own happiness and your own joy and taking responsibility for that as we move forward regardless of what
right,
happens because
right.
I'm sure that you have noticed that out there in the world there's a lot of doomsday stuff going on and then there's a lot of love and light stuff going on and that is really where the
It,
split is.
it sure is. I can say that when I've been out and about in the community here, people holding the door open for me all the time, and lots. It's pretty good. If you
Right.
look for it, it is right in front of you.
Right.
If
And what
that's
you
what
put
you
out
want,
is what you're
that's
going to
what
get
you
back.
want to see. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you're putting out fear, you're going to draw things to be afraid of. That's really
Yeah,
what it boils
or
down to.
just your grumpy, your grumpy, they cut me off in traffic, grumpy, and he looked at me grumpy, and, you know,
It reminds me of when we're kids, right? Mom,
yeah,
he's looking at me funny.
right, right, yeah, yeah, right, right. And sometimes you grew up in the 80s. We're in the car going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And the people across the way probably going, oh my God, she's swearing at me or something.
Yeah, right. High school in the 80s, that was an
Well, the
adventure all in
80s.
itself.
Oh, it sure was. It
Yeah.
sure was.
And just a little weird story. Julie and I have been in contact now for a few years. We've done some readings together and whatever. And just this past summer, realized we actually went to high school together. Neither one of us realized it for
We
years.
didn't know each other in high school.
We didn't know each other, but it was weird that we went to the same high school and
It's
graduated the same year.
yeah, and it was that 7/13, our lucky girl day that
That's right.
we found that out. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
7/13 is indeed a lucky girl day. I really like that one.
It
Yeah.
was a wonderful day. And I
Yeah.
do believe right after that ceremony, you had some great luck and we're going to New York.
Yes. Yeah.
How did that go for you?
We were actually going to Miss Massachusetts.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, and it went really well. Yeah. We went to my husband went with me to the Massachusetts Paracon. So, paranormal convention, met some amazing people. reconnected with some amazing people I hadn't seen in a while. So,
So that's
yeah,
always a good time. Always
yeah,
a good.
it was a good time.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good time. Um, I am really interested in if someone wants to make a connection with goddess energy and they don't know anything about it, how do you suggest that people would go about? Maybe they don't have a lot of time to do research or they don't have resources. How would they energetically connect?
How could they energetically connect?
Yeah.
Um, they could they could just ask to connect with their own personal goddess. Just say, I don't know who is for me. You might get a name, you might get a feeling, spring, summer, winter, fall. Um, you might just for your age group or just the that stage in your life.
Hmm.
The stage in your life. Are you the maiden, the mother, or the crone at that stage in your life? And all three of those go hand in hand as we go through life.
Right.
Things are interchangeable. Wisdom just comes with age as you go. But, anyone in their 20s can have an experience in their life emotionally that would, you know, give the feeling of a crone energy.
Right.
You can just work through that. And it depends also on the phase of the moon and the astrology cycles and the goddess energy. They all flow together with the four elements and go around the wheel of karma.
Right.
So they all go hand in hand. If anyone would come to me, I would have to know a few more details of their situation. I would definitely have to know their birthday and their sign and, look at their chart to see how it goes around and
Right.
so on. But yeah, I love doing that stuff, digging up that
I know you
information.
do. And I love that about you because I don't want to do all that.
Right,
So,
right.
um,
I'm like, give me your birthday so I can just dig it
yay.
up. Hand it out.
Right, right. But you didn't ask for like time of day, location, or any of that either. But all you
So,
needed was my birthday, you know.
and yeah, that was
Yeah,
just for fun. That was
yeah,
just for
yeah. I totally agree. I know just enough about astrology to be judgmental. That's
no, okay.
so, yeah, that's about as much as I know about astrology, and I'm fine with that. I don't have to be an expert in everything. Um,
And I've just learned more just in the past 3 months, just 3, 4 months, 6 months. I've just learned more and more, and it's like such a romantic story that I want to know more. I'm like reading it like a book. It is, to me, it is the most romantic story in the world.
wow,
The goddesses go down to the underworld. Poor Persephone, but that's probably a story for another day.
probably. I feel like that might be a long one. Yeah,
They're the warrior goddesses, the heroes. It's just so romantic.
yeah, it really is. And it's the goddess energy is something that I connect with. I don't do
Hmm.
it on the level you do. I don't necessarily know names or any of that, but I feel it. When I ask for goddesses to come in, they come in.
They
And
do.
you feel it,
Yeah.
and it's strong and it's powerful. And it feels a lot to me like it's like something I don't experience otherwise. I don't know how else to explain that. Because I mean, I run a lot of energy through this body,
Yes, you
but
do.
but to have a goddess come in and
Yeah.
be with me
Hmm.
is a different kind of power,
Hmm.
and I absolutely love that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just a different kind of sacredness. It's just that it's that mothering one that it's just different. It's
Right.
just different.
And
You
it's
feel it different. Hmm.
yeah, safe and comfortable is how it feels to me.
Yeah. And it's that sacred mother. It hits you right here.
Yeah,
and that's, that's the spot.
that is the spot. That is the spot. Um, I connect a lot with crone energy.
Okay.
Um, I kind of feel like that's where I am in my life right now. Went through the maiden, went through the mother, went through the
Yeah.
matron even, and am at the crone stage, and I really connect with that, with the just sit down, cool your jets,
Yeah.
relax, feel your way through it. It's going to be fine. And to me, that's kind of where the crone energy is, because there's that wisdom, but it's the wisdom to not have to get up and react.
Right. And know, yeah, and the wisdom to know, to decipher, the discernment.
Right,
It's mine to handle, or the dishes can wait.
right, right. Had to bring that up, didn't you?
Yeah,
Because my dishes are waiting right now.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
Right.
It's just funny that you said it that way. I love it. Um, I had another question and now it just popped out of my head. So, what else did you want to share with you?
Oh
Maybe
God.
about your journey with the goddesses, more about that.
Um, oh boy. Wow. Yeah, I left a relationship 8 years ago, and no regrets. And so for 8 years, I have been just living best I can day to day. Looking back now, everything happens for a reason. Holy cow, everything happens for a reason. You are put places that and then you look back one day and go, I see why that happened. Lessons, holy cow, tossed around with the lessons until you learn them, you know.
Yeah,
And so everywhere you go, it's just a learning experience. There's no end game. You just have it keeps getting better.
that's true. It does. It just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
And with aging, I know when I was in my 20s and 30s and even part of my 40s, I was like, life is exhausting, but now I'm getting into almost 60 now. I didn't just say that out loud. And you know,
And you said we graduated high school together.
yeah, I know.
At almost 60. You can do
No,
it.
erase that. But it's like at this age though, I feel more confident.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I don't know if I can say put together with a straight face, but I definitely feel more confident. I definitely feel like I have a deeper understanding
Mm-hmm.
of what's happened
Of what
throughout.
what of what's kind of going on.
Right, right. And what's going on not only in the universe, but like in my own life and in my own self and
Right.
coming to peace with the way bodies change as they age. And um, I feel like there is definitely a peacefulness in accepting who you are.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. And probably the goddesses help me do that too. I pulled a card the other day, and it unnecessary worry. What are you worrying about? Being silly worrying,
right.
and they're just right there.
They absolutely are. They absolutely are. I usually go longer on my shows, but my grandson is going to walk in the door any minute.
Well, I
So
would trade your grandson for me any day as well.
he is pretty cute. He is pretty
Yes.
cute. Yeah, he is.
And I
Uh,
just appreciate this opportunity, Christina.
oh, you're very welcome. Would you like to share how people can get a hold of you if they'd like to get like an astrology reading or work with the goddesses or yeah,
Can you add a link below to that on your YouTube channel? Is
I
that a
can.
possibility?
I
We'll
can.
maybe just go that way, and because
Okay.
I can't think of anything like off the top of my head
Okay. All right. I will
without
definitely add
knowing
your
the number.
I will definitely add your Facebook link for sure.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on, and we'll have you back. I'll have you back again when
All
when
right,
I'm
Chris.
not in a time crunch.
Right, and now that we have our tech support all figured out, we're
Oh
all good to
yeah.
go.
Yeah, yeah, our tech support for sure.
Yeah, anytime you need someone to talk your face off, I'm your girl.
Awesome. I look forward to every opportunity. I wanted
Right.
to thank you all for listening. You're on the YouTube channel, Paramystic Christina, and starting in late January, you will also be able to hear these broadcasts on Zone 5 radio podcast. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think they are also going to be on Creation of Mars website. So that'll be fun too. All right, everyone, have a great day, and I will see you next time.